Alright, so this is problem number 7. First thing I want to say is make sure you guys are copying down your problems correctly. This is my second time recording this video because the first time I didn't copy my problem correctly and I made a mistake. So make sure you copy your problems correctly. So, this is I think the first one where you actually have to solve for the first variable, which is step 1 if you don't remember. So, when you're choosing which variable to solve for, you want to solve for the variable that's already positive for 1 and that doesn't have a coefficient if possible. Okay? So, the variable that's positive, the only positive variable is this one, and it also doesn't have a coefficient. So this is the one I would choose to solve for. So I'm going to solve for y in this first equation. So first I'm going to rewrite it. And now, because I'm solving for y, that means I want to get rid of everything except y. So I want to get rid of this negative 4x. So since it's negative, I'm going to add 4x to both sides. And so cancel out. So all you have left is y equals, be careful, you can't combine these two because they're not like terms. This one has an x and the 6 doesn't. Okay? So you need to just write them side by side. So write 4x plus 6, or you could write 6 plus 4x, the order doesn't matter. Okay? And now you have your variable solved for y. So you're going to be substituting in for y. Right? So, and you're going to substitute it into the other equation. So this is the one I used to solve for y. I don't want to put it back in that equation. Put it into the other one. Okay? That's going to matter. So now I'm going to rewrite it. But instead of writing the y here, I'm going to write 4x plus 6. So I have negative 5x minus, instead of writing y, in parentheses I'm putting 4x plus 6. And then everything else equals 21. Okay? So it's like there's a little invisible 1 here. So this is really like negative 1 when you're distributing. So distribute that to both things inside your parentheses. Negative 1 times 4x is going to give me negative 4x. And negative 1 times positive 6 is going to give me negative 6. And now that's just this part right here. That's just your parenthesis and the number outside. So we need to bring down everything we didn't use. We didn't use that negative 5x, right? And we didn't use the equals 21. Remember, y'all, pause and replay if I'm going too fast so that I don't want you guys to miss anything. So now we need to combine like terms. So negative 5 and negative 5x and negative 4x are like terms because they both have an x. So when I combine them, they're both negative, so it's going to stay negative. Going further than the negative, so it would be negative 9x, and then bring down everything else. So minus 6 equals 21. Okay? Now, I'm solving for x. I only have one x, so I need to get rid of everything else that's not x. So first I can get rid of this negative 6. And the opposite of that would be adding 6 to both sides. They cancel out. And bring down what you didn't use. So this negative 9x equals, and now these are like terms, so you can combine these. They're both just numbers. 21 plus 6 is 27. Last thing we need to get rid of is this negative 9. Make sure you keep the sign with it. And remember that this is multiplication happening here. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So divide both sides by negative 9. Sorry, it's sloppy. These cancel out. You're left with x equals 27 divided by negative 9 should be negative 3. So now you have your x. So you're halfway there. Now you need to substitute this x in for the x in the equation you solve for y in, right? So you're going to substitute it in for that x. So now when we rewrite it, instead of writing x, you're going to write negative 3. Okay? So y equals 4, no x, but negative 3 plus 6. So now you're rewriting, you're just solving, you're just simplifying. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, and then bring down the plus 6. So y equals negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6. So that you have your x and your y, So your answer, make sure you put your x first, is -3, comma, -6. And you are done.